Which Muhammad? Abdul Wahab, Egyptian Muhammad. Okay. How is he these days? Is he good? Yeah, that's good. Still love Okay. Now, right, next lesson. So we're going to have a look now at quartiles. Please, I haven't fully adjusted to this day yet. Okay, we got it, right. Okay, so firstly, let me give you some data, but let me put it in order. So we put the smallest one first. So here is some data, and we know how to find the median here. What's the median for this set of data? Yeah, so in this one here, what would it be?
20.
It'd be 20, yeah, 20. This one here is 20. Because it splits the data 50-50. If you're to the left at 20, you're in the bottom half of the group, and if you're to the right of 20, you're in the top half. There's another idea which we're going to introduce now. I think it's, yeah, quartiles. And the idea of quartiles is very similar to median, except instead of splitting the data in half, you split it into quarters. So if you were to look at this data here, what's the middle of this data here? It's 5. And what's the middle of this data here? 30. This 5 and 30, they are called the lower and the upper quartile. In other words, if you want to put it like this, the lower quartile, which actually you call it just Q1, that's the value at 25% mark. The median is actually called Q2. It's like the second quarter, and you know that that's the value at 50% mark, percentile I should say, percentile. And then the upper quartile, that's Q3, and no surprise here, that's at 75% mark. But there is a small issue which I deliberately didn't mention yet. That is a problem with this set of data. And I'll do this one again, and then we'll talk about what the problem is. So we'll have 1, 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 31. So the lower quartile is at the 50%, the 25% mark. So you might say, okay, 25%, I should half it and then half it again. So if you look here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's add in one more number. 32. So there's 8. So half of 8 is 4. So there is the bottom half and there is the top half. And the median would be 22.5 in this case. Right? So if I have 4 numbers here, what is the middle, the median of these 4? It would be 7.5. This is the lower. And then here, come on, 30.5. Yeah. But the problem is a little bit more complicated in the first example I did. When you split this data into halves, so you can find the quartiles, where should I draw my line that splits them? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's the median? 20. So the way I see it is you have 2 choices. You can say this is the lower half, 1, 5, 10 and 20, and then this is the upper half, 20, 25, 30 and 31. Or you could say this is the lower half, 1, 5 and 10, and don't include the 20, and then 25, 30, 31. So in other words, when you have an odd number, it's not clear if you should include the 20 or not, because the 20 is literally perfectly in the middle. Do you include in the lower? Do you include in the upper? Do you include in both, or maybe you just exclude it? Well, the answer is both are fine. They're just different methods to calculate in the lower and the upper quartile. Of course they'll give you different answers, but it's not like one method is right and the other is wrong. And in fact, when you have many, many points of data, it doesn't affect the answer too much. Now in this case it would. What is the lower quartile if I do not include the 20? What is the lower quartile? 5. And then if I do include the 20, what's the lower quartile? 7.5. They are a little bit different, for sure. Here, if I don't include the 20, 30. And if I do include the 20? 27.5. The middle of these two. Yeah. These methods, like I said, it's not like one is right and one is wrong. As far as I can tell, this doesn't, it's not usually an issue in the exam, because in the exam, they usually give you an even number of points. But just in case they give you an odd number of points, you need to know what to do with the median. Do you include it or not? It's your choice. It's your choice. So if you include it, just say in your answer you're using the method that includes the median. And if you don't include it, just say in your answer you're using the method that excludes the median. So let's have a look at some examples, and we'll calculate the lower and the upper and the median. So I'll do the first one here. Oh, well, just before I do that, just a tiny bit of vocabulary. Just to be clear, when we talk about the range, we're talking about the maximum minus the minimum. So in this case, what would that be? 30. 31 minus 1. Now, do not confuse that with something called the inter-quartile range. This is the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. It is not a common mistake, but some students misread the question. Sometimes the question asks for the range, and sometimes they ask for the interquartile range, or that is or they could ask for IQ or. So please just read the question carefully, double check that you're getting the right range. Some years they ask for range, and some years they ask for interquartile range. So let's have a look at an example. So these questions here would be like section A questions. So we have 55, 59, 71, 74, 50, 40, 80, 88, 20, 60, and 7. And because I'm in a tired mood, office, you'll sort them for me. Well, in the exam, you'll have to put them in order from smallest to biggest yourself.
Sometimes we use uppers in the exam.
Yeah, I know, that'd be sweet, but you can't. The other reason, hey, Joshua and Charles, please, you know I don't like you talking when I'm trying to teach, and you couldn't possibly be asking a maths question. Were you? No. I know what you're asking. Yeah, Charles, why didn't you wear your grey sweater? I thought that's what we agreed today. Like this? The reason I'm opening up Office here is because I'm curious to see which method Open Office uses to calculate the quartile. Do they include the median or do they not include it? Because remember last class when we were looking at mode, we saw that different programs deal with problems in different ways. So I'm curious to see what Open Office does here. 55, 59, 71, 74, 50, 40, 80, 88, 20, 60, and 7. So we'll have to sort these. Data, sort. We'll put the biggest one on top. So this is nice and clear. There goes the first, second, third, all the way to the 11th. So if I have 11 numbers, where is the median going to be? What number position? The 6th. So there you go. There's the median, is 59. So we did this already. Now, I'm going to use both methods to calculate in the upper and lower quartile. So the first method is, the first one I asked for is the exclusive method, meaning I exclude the 59. So if I have 55, 50, 40, 20, and 7, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is the lower quartile here? 40. So this is the lower quartile. And then here again, 88, 80, 74, 71, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the upper quartile here? 74. So this is by excluding the median. Now what I'll do next is include the median. So I'll just write them again. 88. Oh no, I don't need to write them again because I'm including it. I have it already here. So if you look at these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 numbers here, what would the median be? It would be 71 plus 74 divided by 2. So that would be 71 plus 74 divided by 2. So 72.5. That is the upper quartile. So we have two answers so far for upper quartile. If we exclude, we get 74, and if we include, we get 72.5. Okay, let's do the bottom six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is it here for the bottom six? Very good. 45, because it's the middle of 40 and 50. So 45.
We got the average of both answers by using both methods.
So now, very good. There is a third method. So we have the method that excludes the median, the method that includes the median, and in the third method is you use both methods and take the average. So let me just move these over here. Okay. So just here are my two answers so far for it. This third method is a new method I'm showing you, and it's one of the three methods. It's the method you don't use in the exam. Why is that? Yeah, it's the longest. The third method is you use both methods and take the average of the two answers. So here it would be this plus this divided by 2. So that's my answer using the third method. And then here it would be this, this plus this divided by 2. So there you go. That's the third quartile. That's the median. And that's the lower quartile. And this answer here, this is when you, what was this one here? This is when you include the median. The answer I got here, let me just delete these I don't need to write them again. This answer here we got when we excluded the median, and then this answer was include method plus exclude method divided by 2. Now notice how in the three methods our answers are not really that different. We have 72.5, 74 and 73.25. Let's calculate the range and the interquartile range. So the interquartile range. You know what? I'll put it down the bottom here underneath. Interquartile range. So for the first method, the answer would be upper minus lower. Sorry, I need to zoom out a bit, don't I? Okay. So 72.5 minus 45, you get 27.5 using the first method. In the second method, it's 74 minus 40, so 34. And in the last method, it's 73.25 minus 42.5, 30.75. Should the range be the same for all of them? What do you think? Yeah, of course, because the maximum and the minimum is the same. So the range would be 88 minus 7. So it would be 81, 81 and 81. It's the same for all of them. What's wrong? It's just jealous. That's all. Okay. So let's find out which method the program uses to calculate the quartiles. Any ideas what you think it would use? Method 1, 2 or 3? I feel like it should really be 3. Because the computer program doesn't care about how long the method takes. It's going to be quick for all of them. So I feel the third method is the most accurate method in the long run. But let's see what we get. So function quartile. Good. So we have, here's all our data, and we would like lower quartile. So this is Q1. Yeah, so Q1. Not 45. Oh yeah. So they looks like they used the method that includes it. Let's just double check that by calculating the upper quartile as well. So the upper quartile, I'll just change this one to 3, 72.5, and the median should then therefore be, if we include it, oh I can't, where was it? Here it is here. 59 if I include it. Yeah, 59. So I'm actually kind of surprised by that. I would have thought the computer program would have used this method, but it looks like it includes the median method, inclusive method. That's OpenOffice. Let's look at Microsoft. But please remember, you can use the method that includes it or excludes it in the exam, but you must say which method you're using. So in the book I just called it the inclusive and exclusive method.
So we need to state.
You need to state it. Even just writing the word in brackets, inclusive method, and that will be enough for me, or exclusive method. And when I was looking these up in on a website or something, they called it method 1 and method 2. That won't be any good for the exam because that was just their choice of name. But at least if you use the word inclusive and exclusive, it's clear which method you mean. So let's see what Bill Gates has to say. Now remember last time the mode was a different answer. When there was a problem, Excel and OpenOffice dealt with the mode in a different way. I think if you remember, Excel took the first answer it came across, and then OpenOffice took the smallest answer. Let's see what we get here. So we'll calculate the lower quartile. First quartile. Okay, so they agree here. They both use the same method. But I'm just going to remind you, one method is not right and one method is not wrong. They're just both different methods, that's all. I call the third method the arithmetic method, or arithmetic method, meaning you have to add your two answers together. But you should never use this method in the exam, it just takes too long. Do you talk about quartiles in your biology? No, okay. Yes? Good question. Will they tell you in the exam which method to use? No, they'll never tell you this. They should never ever in the exam say which method to use. And the reason for this is because the syllabus does not say which method the students should learn. So in fact, if I wanted to, I could just teach you one method and tell you to use this in the exam. But I feel it's important that you know that there are 3 different methods. In the marking scheme, I think they use the method that includes the median. But if you didn't, I'd still give you full marks if you used another method. But no, they shouldn't tell you which method to use. So this topic, we have range, interquartile range, lower quartile, upper quartile. Oh yeah. So why is calculating the quartile useful? Well, the median is like an average. It's the number in the middle. And the lower quartile and the upper quartile, roughly speaking, you have this roughly, just roughly, standard deviation is roughly interquartile range divided by 2. Roughly. So the quartile method is a method, the reason you care about interquartile range is because, for one reason, it gives you a very quick way to calculate the standard deviation, roughly. So you look at the 75%, the 25%, you minus them and divide by 2, and you get a rough estimation for it. Let's just see what we get here. No, I want to keep these numbers. So if I take my interquartile range and divide it by 2, I get, my 3 different methods have given me 3 different estimations of the standard deviation. Let's see what the true answer is. I think the function is something like standard dev, okay. So I wasn't kidding when I said very rough. 24.8 is what I got here, but my answers are 13, 17 and 15. So there is still a big difference. But like I said, it's very rough. It's just to give you a rough idea. This is kind of what I was doing in the last lesson, when in my head I was trying to roughly work out the standard deviation before I did it. I think I used the right function anyways, yeah. Okay, I'll let you try these for a few minutes. This question comes up in section A, but there is a version of it that comes up in section B, which we'll look at in...
I think this is because we included them one, maybe
did I not highlight all the right numbers? Oh wait, thank you. I should start here with A2, yeah? Closer. One. How many left? We have one lesson tomorrow, is it? Yeah. So we're doing this one here. Now I actually forgot we don't have school on Monday.
This one?
Yeah. It's a holiday, isn't it, this Monday? Hallelujah! Hang on! Really, this is new information?
Yes. We thought that it...
That's right, they do.
Yeah, just 1 hour.
Yeah, oh well. Too happy with this news. So it just means we'll finish a little bit later in the week because we missed 1 class Monday morning. So how many classes will we have then next week? It'll be 3 hours, yeah?
Yes.
So we have one more hour this week, is that right?
Yes.
So we'll do line graphs, and then we have 3 hours next week, so that's 1, 2, 3. So we'll finish this next week in Thursday's class. And then how many weeks do we have for revision? Just the 2?
2, yeah.
Which is 10 hours. So in 10 hours we could do at least 3, but maybe even 4 past exams. So we'll do 3 to 4 past exams. We'll do the last 3 to 4. Okay? And if you feel like you need some extra classes, I think in the last week you don't do EAP, isn't it? Could you have like speaking exams or something? So if you really felt you wanted to do more past exams, if 3 or 4 wasn't enough, you wanted another one, we could take some EAP time. Just let me know. Who's your class rep? Huh? You just represent the engineers, isn't it? They don't need any extra help in maths. It's just these biology students. Oh, yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah. All right, work on those for a few minutes.